Before the Cleveland Cavaliers even start the regular season, they have a chance to make history as they begin the 24-25 season tonight against the Toronto Raptors. This will apply all season long, but before things even get going, they will create history, and we will talk about that in just a second. Welcome back to Cavs Digest, everybody. Billy Beebe with you. We appreciate you tuning in, checking in with us here on Cavs Digest. A reminder, most people that are watching the channel right now are not subscribed, so be sure to do so. We're excited to have you. We're excited to have you interacting, leaving your thoughts, talking this, talking that. We're excited to do all of that, but be sure to subscribe. We will talk today about what history the Cleveland Cavaliers are making and where I was wrong. I'm wrong already. Season hasn't even started. I got something wrong and something needs fixed. So we will jump into that as we get going. But again, be sure to subscribe or drop down in the comments. Let me know what you think as we begin this video. So, Cleveland Cavaliers begin their season tonight. Right away, we'll look at the core four: Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, and Jarrett Allen. The NBA, Ringer.com, released their top 100 players last night. I'm not talking about Shaquille O'Neal's. I'm not talking about Charles Barkley or ESPN. This is the Ringer.com. I trust them. Well-sourced site. I kind of look to them for info, look to them for opinion because I think they are the best and they work the hardest at it. They had 4 Cavaliers in the top 100. You see them right there. We'll go over where they kind of sat in just a second. The history the Cavaliers are making is they have not done this before. 4 in the top 100. 4. Now, this list hasn't been around since the 90s. However, I'm going back to the Mark Price, Brad Daugherty, Larry Nance senior team back then. Cavaliers have not had 4. They haven't. Let's go through the list real quick, and then we can discuss where I may be wrong. So, first up, we talked about it in a past video if you want to go back and watch it. Donovan Mitchell at 16. Personally thought he was a little too low. I think he's a top 10 player in the NBA. I think I disagreed with like Anthony Davis and Steph Curry, who were both higher than him. I didn't certainly appreciate that. And again, their reasoning there, can't get his team beyond the second round. Well, can Steph Curry? Will Anthony Davis this year? We'll see. So Donovan Mitchell at 16. Evan Mobley next up at 46. So we're dropping way down to the 40s. But you got Evan Mobley. He's a game-changing defender. Doesn't have a clear comfort zone on offense. I think that's a respectable description for now. Again, just entering year 3, only 23 years old. So he should be on this list for a long time. That's already 2 players in the top 50. We go to 55. Jarrett Allen. Constant, consistent. The epitome of what you want in a big, I think. Good defense. A rim runner. Rim-running paint protector who may hustle his way out of Cleveland. Yes, he's a trade guy. I think it was interesting they noted that. I don't think it affected his ranking, but 55 is about where I'd have Jarrett Allen. So you already got 3. 4, you guessed it, Darius Garland. 58. So 4 in the top 60, not just the top 100. 4 in the top 60. And I will say I do agree that they shouldn't have any more. That's it. I think that's good, right? 4 in the top 60, 4 in the top 100. Slithery point guard with defensive shortcomings, facts, who may be a fascinating trade candidate, unfortunate, but true at this point in time for Darius Garland. So Garland, 58. Jarrett Allen, 55. Evan Mobley, 46. Donovan Mitchell, 16. I believe this is historic for the Cavaliers. 4 players that are top 100 players in the NBA, and they've got them for the 3rd straight year going into the season, hoping they can make a difference. I think that picture is telling, as Darius Garland kind of off on his own, but unrelated. Now, a lot of you may say, the Cavs have had some uber talented teams over the years. Absolutely. 60-win teams, championship teams, teams giving Michael Jordan hell. So real quick, if we want to discuss it, if we want to go over it, I think going back to the 90s, they didn't have 4 top 100 players. So we start, you look at Mark Price, you look at Larry Nance, and you look at Brad Daugherty. And again, I'm not going to act like I was plugged in at that time, growing up at that time, but I don't think Craig Elo is on an Evan Mobley or Darius Garland level. I don't think Hot Rod Williams is on an Evan Mobley level. So no, the 90s teams, no. Those great LeBron teams in his first stint in Cleveland, a 60-plus win team. I thought about it. LeBron, Mo Williams made an all-star team. And then I'm sure at some point Big Z was good enough to be a top 100 player. All those guys on the same team at the same time at top 100. plus Verja. The math's not adding up. It's not mathing. They don't have four top 100 players: Garland, Mitchell, Allen, Mobley. Now, the big one, right? The one I know everybody's going to want to debate here is, of course, the Cleveland Cavaliers championship team. Well, they had the big three, right? Love, Irving, LeBron. Already, that's three, baby. That's three. Too easy. Well, who's the fourth? And I will give it to you. There's options there, right? There's a possible fourth top 100 player, and the options I think they had, if you want to argue it, Tristan Thompson and J.R. Smith. Okay? Top 100 players. If Tristan Thompson or J.R. Smith was on another team, would their roles grow? Would they be growth to show that they're a top 100 player? I don't think so. I think they peaked. They were their best at what they did in Cleveland at that time. Tristan Thompson, a hustle player, rebounder, solid defender. J.R. Smith, a knockdown shooter, spurty, hot and cold at times. Top 100, for reference, I guess, and you can judge it again. Just my opinion here. Josh Giddey's 100. Kyle Kuzma's 98, 97. So I don't think J.R. Smith is at his peak is as good as Kyle Kuzma at his peak. I just don't. Tristan Thompson, I don't think he brings as much value solo as, say, a Josh Giddey. I don't think so. If you're drafting a team, you need to get a team going. You need to get them to the playoffs, top 100, benefit your team. I think if you don't have a point guard or you don't have a center, I think you go Giddey before Thompson. Those are the options, and I get it. Look, J.R. Smith, probably the closest one there. I mean, just an incredible player. Shot the Cavaliers back in to Game 7 to begin that second half. So, tough for me to argue. But the Cavaliers, they're going to make history before they even play tonight against the Toronto Raptors. So we love to see that. Now, let's jump into the other side of things. I made a video talking about the Max Strus injury. I listed some options, Okoro, and I'm trying to think of the other two. I said Jalen Tyson was one of the other options I said could replace him. Thing is, I forgot Dean Wade. I didn't even list him, didn't even talk about him, and right away, you guys all got on me about it. You said, hey, what about Dean Wade? Dean Wade, that's the guy they're going to be filling in with. Dean Wade's going to be filling in for Max Strus to start the season. Decent enough shooter, has his moments, but a lengthy wing defender that I like the Cavaliers starting to begin the season. I like the idea of Dean Wade frustrating teams, like having Scotty to go against Scotty Barnes to open the season, LeBron James next week. I like the idea of having Dean Wade out there. It's going to be a chemistry thing. Maybe he keeps that spot, maybe not. I think he's more of a 4, but we will see. But again, I was wrong on that one. I'll own that one. And we encourage everybody. I thought this was a little bit of a more fun video. Talk history, talk Cavs history. And be sure to subscribe to Cavs Digest for more like this.